There's just so much.
You're listening to a Mamamia podcast.
Mamamia acknowledges the traditional owners of the land we have recorded this podcast on, the Gadigal people of the Eora Nation. We pay our respects to their elders, past and present, and extend that respect to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander cultures.
Hello and welcome to Cancelled, the podcast that does the task no one, and I mean no one, asked us to, which is examine celebrity cancellations. My name is Jessie Stevens. I'm one half of the twins. I'm Claire Stevens. I am the other half. And today, you're doing some work. Is that right? Yeah, it is. And I really like how I've tried to trademark the twins, as though no one else refers to themselves as that. No, every set of twins. We are the twins. Today is part of what will likely be an ongoing series, in that there are 45 of these people and they do endless, strange things, endless cancelable things. We are, of course, looking at Khloe Kardashian.
Courtney, shut up. Come here for a second. Let me smack you across the face.
Are you telling me that if you don't have sex, you can still get pregnant?
Yes, because sperm lives inside the vagina for 3 days.
Who taught you this?
She went to school and you should be happy your daughter has an education, especially sex ed. You obviously didn't. That's why you have multiple baby daddies and thousands of children.
Just to be on a segment on your app makes me so lubricated, you have no idea.
It's funny that I'm bringing this case to the Cancelled Courtroom, given I know very little about the Kardashians. You are very, very passionate about them and have a particular soft spot for Khloe. I think she's funny. As her defence, I would like you to go into why you think she's funny and why you're a little bit obsessed with her. I'm watching the Kardashians, the new season, obviously. And there's a clip where Khloe is in New York with her mum, Kris, and every time they go travelling anywhere, Kris is like, when I was young, I went here, I grew up here, here's my school, etc. And Khloe's like, wait. Sorry, I'm just looking for any fucks to give. And I'm like, that's so valid. That's me with mum. Like, I love her, but the extent to which she wants to tell me about things. Yeah. And her passion and excitement and enthusiasm isn't met with yours, and that's the problem with memories. Yeah. What I bring to one of my own memories is such excitement. And I bring it to a stranger, my partner, someone who wasn't there, and you see in their face, I don't care. No. Please finish your memory. Didn't you do something recently about her pantry? Yeah, I did. Why do people so obsessed with her pantry? Khloe has been known for having a weirdly organised kitchen and pantry. Doesn't she call herself Close CD? Yeah, she coined her own term for her neatness/organisation. It's so problematic. It is.
On this episode of Close CD, I am taking you in my pantry, literally. For me, like a garage and a pantry, those get me really horny. Normally, I think areas like this for a homeowner are intimidating. So everything to me has a home. As you could tell, I like containers. I like things to all kind of look the same and have some fluid flow to it.
And she basically just really likes organising her things in a really specific way, but some of them are really upsetting. So one of them is she's got these huge glass jars where she puts Chips Ahoy biscuits. Yeah. And she stacks them. Yeah. Well, I do like Chips Ahoy. Thank you. I do like Chips Ahoy. Thank you for bringing that. However, Chips Ahoy aren't a god tier biscuit. They're a quick snack. They're a quick, some Chips Ahoy. They're not mint slice. I would even say a Kingston is a better quality biscuit. And why I'm saying this is that I just think that's a lot of energy to put in for what is a very disposable bicky. Okay. And I think that what's going to happen is I'm going to go to Khloe's house. I'm going to open that. I'm going to have 1 times Chips Ahoy. Yeah. I'm going to have a Chip Ahoy. And then I'm going to not close the thing properly. And then they're all going to go soft. And then what's True going to do? When she wants Chips Ahoy, she's going to complain. She's going to get really upset. She also has several versions of Chips Ahoy. So she'll have like extra crispy, extra chocolate, whatever. But then she has no potatoes, for example, or no bread. There are important things missing from her pantry. It's also more like a grocery store than a pantry. And it's way too stocked for a home that has in it 2 people, 1 times Khloe, 1 times 3-year-old. It doesn't need to look like that. Okay. Well, my structure today
will be as follows, and I would like you to defend your best friend, Khloe.
I can do that.
My first segment, Khloe goes to jail for a few hours.
Yeah.
That's a spoiler. Quick trim, the weight loss product that makes you shit yourself. Revenge body, Tristan, Jordan, and why does Tristan live in Khloe's home? That's a question. Being bad at Facetune, and lastly, the accidental upload. Khloe Alexandra Kardashian is, as Mum would say, one of them. One of the ladies on the Keeping Down with the Kardashians, where they all rabbit on and eat from those enormous salad bowls and are mean to their mother, Kris, as discussed. I was going to say she's the youngest of the Kardashians, but what I mean to say is she's the youngest of the Kardashians that matter. Because there's Rob. He's the youngest. How are his socks going?
I don't think they're going that well. But, I mean, there's also Kendall and Kylie.
They're not Kardashians. They're Jenners. Ugh.
I guess.
Before she became one of the most famous people in the world, Khloe was Nicole Richie's assistant. And I think she'd be a good assistant because she's a hype girl.
She is. And she'd be funny.
She'd be really funny. She's the youngest, but she's kind of got an older sister vibe.
Yeah.
She is now worth about $50 million, making her one of the poorest Kardashians.
Oh.
She would be the poorest, but there's Rob. So I think he is.
So is Courtney richer than her? Oh, I guess she's got poosh. Okay.
She's got poosh, but then I was like, Khloe's got good American.
Oh my
Those
gosh.
genes.
Why does Courtney have so much money?
I don't know. And why does Khloe not have a lot? 50 million isn't enough
No.
for you. We're talking about Khloe's 2007 DUI.
I did forget why she went to prison, so this is good.
Yes, she was pulled over by police and she failed numerous breathalyzers.
You got anything to drink tonight?
Yes,
How much?
about 4 drinks.
4 drinks? Okay, do me a favor, step out of the car.
The Kardashians were only just getting famous. They had to work out how they were going to spin this because it didn't look good. And there were a lot of white girls getting in trouble. All right, you got your Paris Hilton. You got your Lindsay Lohan. You have your Britney Spears. And Kris said, not my Khloe. She just had a bad night. So she decided that they would turn it into an episode of the first season of Keeping Up with the Kardashians called Remembering Dad. The problem with this was that the DUI took place in May and the anniversary of their father's death was September.
Okay, so there's no overlap.
There was absolutely no overlap.
No, because I've seen some of that episode. Is it Remembering Dad? Because Kris did get a bit triggered when she saw the paparazzi and it reminded her of when Robert Kardashian was defending O.J. Simpson.
Yeah. So the way that it worked, it came out in August for this season. So then they were like, oh, this was filmed in September. And they reenacted in LA the DUI scene. It wasn't actually live. So they made Khloe redo it.
Oh.
In the whole episode, she had to act like she was grieving.
Khloe better get her act together or something really bad is going to happen to her.
I'm leaving. I would love to see you guys clean up and do this on your own. Bye, bitches. Have a great time.
Okay?
Oh my God.
So she was crying and shouting at people. She was sentenced.
So wait, just to clarify, they tried to make it that Khloe had a DUI because she was grieving her father.
because it was the anniversary. Except the anniversary is in September, but she got the DUI in May.
Okay,
So either she was grieving early or very late.
I see what you're saying.
Okay. She was sentenced to 30 days prison, but only did a few hours. But that's not for us to comment on because
This isn't a real courtroom.
exactly.
This is a fun courtroom.
It's a real crime. So that sounds like the courts had that sorted and everything was fair.
And that what never happens in the justice system, never, money doesn't sway it.
No.
Or privilege.
No.
Never. Always fair.
Great decision was made for poor Khloe.
Yeah.
She did her time. Speaking of her time, there are videos of her going to jail and they are some of my favourite things on the internet.
Yeah.
Right? She's in the car. Kris is quite jittery.
Today I'm going to jail, and I just want to get it over with and never have to worry about it again.
TMZ is stationed at every gate with their cameras. This is kind of serious. We have 10 minutes.
Mom, suck my... I think all of us we're trying to be as calm as we can for Khloe. But I think at this point, my mom is a wreck.
We could go to like IHOP. If we get really close and we have a whole bunch of time, do you want to have breakfast?
Which is it the International House of Pancakes? Yeah, so she clearly wants some breakfast. I don't think Khloe's hungry.
No.
Kim can't stop taking selfies. And she's like, stop taking selfies. Your sister's going to jail. And then guess who calls?
Rob.
Yes. He doesn't know that she's going to prison.
Which is the most family thing ever. You would be going to prison and Jack would be like, hey, what's up? And I'd be like, Jesse's in prison.
And then he'd get mad that no one told him, which is what Rob is experiencing.
But it's like, where have you been? We thought you were busy with your sock line.
Exactly, and you just aren't across it. And then Chris jumps in and says, your sister's going to jail. Have a little compassion. From what I remember, they don't make a die hop.
No, I think they get there just...
She also gets a blow dry before she goes to prison.
But she's only there for a few hours.
Yeah.
She doesn't need it.
No, not really. Okay.
I don't think Khloe Kardashian would do well in prison.
Me neither. Okay.
I mean, I don't think anybody would do well in prison, but I think she probably should have spent more time.
In our courtroom.
In my legal opinion.
Would have been closer to 8 than 3 hours. Okay. Quick trim.
I was reading the label on that big bottle. There's a lot of berries and good stuff in there. There's not, it's not loaded with caffeine or anything.
They're all natural. And the caffeine it is just green tea or like black licorice extract. It's all natural stuff that gives you energy.
Can we look at the physiques? Can we look at the bods on these two for a minute?
I don't know, guys.
Because
Would you enjoy that? Would anyone be object to us looking
honestly,
at
we get a round of applause.
In 2012, Khloe, along with her richer sisters, were sued for $5 million because they a little bit were the faces of a brand called Quick Trim. Claire, please describe this evidence. It's called Source 1B.
All right, I remember this so vividly. I remember Kim more than Khloe. So it was like, how hot can you be? That's what it was. So it said, keep up with Kim and Khloe, try the diet brand they love. And they're in purple bikinis. Iconic. Why wasn't Kourtney involved?
Okay, I think she was in some of them, but that particular picture just has the two, and Kim was more so like the face of it.
Yeah, she was very, very much the face of Quick Trim.
Okay, allow me to explain what happened. Claire, looking at that, how hot can you be, that ad for Quick Trim, does it look to you like this pill has helped them to lose weight?
Yeah, I think that's what they're trying to say.
Okay. According to legal documents, but also facts and science, these pills do not work. Their active ingredient is a little-known drug called caffeine.
Okay.
But luckily, that's not all they have. They also have a laxative. So you can shit yourself skinny.
Shit yourself skinny.
Shit yourself to skinny.
That's nice.
Which is both good for you and sustainable.
Yeah.
Research published in the Journal of Family Practice also found that it can cause mild stomach cramping or alternatively kidney failure.
Okay. I feel like the stomach cramping could be that cramping that happens pre-diarrhea.
Yeah, exactly, once you've taken a laxative. Basically, in the end, Quick Trim had to promise not to lie on their packaging anymore, and no one has heard of Quick Trim since. So shit yourself while having an anxiety attack from all the caffeine must not have been as appealing a tagline.
Okay, yeah. God, I remember that so vividly, those Quick Trim ads.
Yeah, I think that's where I first learnt about Kim.
Yeah.
Kim, Khloe and Kourtney had to sign a statement that basically said there's no law that holds a spokesperson responsible for false advertising. So just because they endorsed a bogus product by posing in their bikinis and also saying in multiple interviews that it absolutely emphatically helped them to lose weight doesn't mean they have any responsibility. They just pocket the money while they hire a chef to make them salad while the rest of us shit ourselves.
Yeah, okay. I mean, it's interesting that this has become so much of a bigger issue now with all the influencer stuff. And Kendall really did take after her sisters.
Yeah,
she's like, I just whack my face on it. I don't do any due diligence.
It might kill you. I don't know.
That's your problem.
Moving on to Revenge Body.
It's not about a weight number. It's about how you feel.
Khloe gave me that great opportunity, man. Find that I can do something without anybody else.
Who can legitimately say that their life was changed by a Kardashian?
In 2017, Khloe Kardashian hosted a helpful reality series titled Revenge Body. IMDb gave it a rating. It's 3.3 out of 10.
Okay, that's higher than I thought.
It was after her split from Lamar Odom in 2013, and then she relaunched in 2015 with that complex cover where she's straddling a weight bench. So she's straddling it and she's kind of in lingerie and she's like,
I'm toned now.
Yep, and Revenge Body, I look really hot and fuck my ex. The premise of this show is that Khloe helps fans who have gained weight get revenge on people who have discouraged them during their weight gain. Then they get hot, blah, blah, blah. They confront their enemy, who I can only imagine doesn't actually care that much.
So you're getting revenge on people who were cruel to you when you were fat.
Yeah.
By losing weight so you're no longer fat.
Yes.
I don't see how that's revenge. I see that that's just you doing what their bullying was trying to make you do.
And it's really about what's on the inside. Except in all the packages, it's all about their white teeth and all the weight they've lost and how good they look. But really, it's about the inside.
So I remember when the trailer for this came out at the end of 2016. And I remember thinking, what Khloe's done here is there is a massive gap in the market. And what women don't feel shit about is their weight. And thank God, there is a show
where we have stopped taking quick trim because it was making them shit themselves. And then there was a big gap.
There's a
gap.
gap.
I'm not shitting myself.
And as a woman, I was sitting there thinking, there isn't enough pressure for me to look a certain way. And relatedly, there aren't enough shows about weight loss as a competition/game.
Yeah. And you know who can help me is Khloe.
Because she has no qualifications or knowledge. And I remember watching the trailer and just thinking the whole thing was really, really weird. There's this woman who's walking up a driveway and she yells, "Did you guys forget that I don't walk?" And I'm like, okay, that's funny because I also hate walking. And then the personal trainer doesn't find it funny because women aren't here to be hilarious. Women are here to look good. And to look good, they must be thin. And to be thin, they must shut up and exercise. So that was kind
Stop
of the
eating
vibe.
and take a quick trim.
And it was strange that it was so clearly about weight loss, but then Khloe was like, it's not about a number, it's about how you feel. But also, I'm going to get work done for all of you.
I want to move on to the Tristan Thompson era. Claire, Jordan Woods, etc. I don't fully understand what or whom these people are. You're going to help me.
Okay.
But basically, Khloe Kardashian and Tristan Thompson started dating in 2016. The couple has been consistently on again, off again. In 2018, Khloe has a baby named True, but then entered a Jordan. Jordan Woods, who was 21 at the time, was Kylie's best friend. And I do remember her always being around.
Yeah, she was always on the show.
Basically, Jordan somehow was out one night. She did lurk. She was kind of that friend that never went home, in my opinion.
Okay.
And one night in 2018, after a long night of drinking, she and Tristan hooked up. I have many questions, such as how did Jordan get into a situation where she was alone with Khloe's husband, baby daddy?
Yeah. Why wasn't he at home with his child?
Yeah. Where was everyone else? Where was Kylie?
Why did either of them do that?
It was a silly thing to do.
Very strange.
Khloe and Tristan broke up shortly after, and it was the second time Tristan had cheated on her.
The first time was while she was in labour, while she was pregnant.
Yes, there was another time. But the world cancelled Jordan, and Khloe had a big part to play in this. She tweeted that Jordan was the reason her family broke up. She also called Jordan a fat fucking asshole.
Okay, that's not a mature way to handle this. Speaking of people you cancel along the way, Tristan freaking Thompson, the man can't stop cheating. He is just cheating all over the place. He cannot help himself. And when the father of your child has hooked up with the young friend of your younger sister, why was she there? No one knows, Khloe. Nobody, she doesn't know. When he has hooked up with her, why do we turn on her?
And then wasn't there a time when Tristan posted a bunch of stories, like out of nowhere, and was like, I just wanted to confirm my paternity of this baby that was conceived literally while Khloe was in labour or some shit.
It's another
That's
baby,
another cheating situation. And it becomes very sad for Tristan because, as you say, he cannot stop. And the family feels sorry for him. My question is, why does Tristan appear to still live in Khloe's home?
Look, that's a great question. And I don't know if he legally lives there or if he's just lurking a lot. Because on the new season of the Kardashians, he is in her home. And she seems to want him to leave, or she's like, this isn't happening in that you've cheated so many times.
Did you know that Jordan came out? There is a headline, Jordan Woods came out, and she said, only God can cancel me. And I thought, that's not true, because we can cancel you too in this courtroom.
But we won't.
Because
you didn't mean it.
No, Jordan Woods not cancelled. Tristan absolutely cancelled.
Yes.
Khloe to be seen.
Yep.
New face is my next subheading.
Okay.
Claire, in August 2020, Khloe Kardashian got a new face, which I wanted to say is fine. Except she kept saying that she didn't get a new face, which made things complicated in that we didn't recognise her and we didn't know why she was wearing someone else's face. Do you remember this photo? I'm presenting you source 45L.
Okay, so what that is it's not a person, it's a cartoon. We've got a lot of highlighter on the breastises. That just ain't her.
It's a character from Avatar.
No, it looks like Delta Goodrem meets, I don't know.
There's a lot of, it's like filter after filter. There's a tweet that reads, I don't know if Khloe Kardashian used a surgeon or an app for this new face, but either way I want in.
Okay, yeah.
Helpfully, Khloe used both. A surgeon who did a whole lot of things.
Do we know what they did?
She said she got Botox once, but that it didn't work or something. That's not true. And then I think she got like more lips done and stuff. She's doing that Kardashian/Jenner thing where you're like, I didn't do anything. It's just I overlined my lips.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, come on. You cut someone's face off and stitch it on. She's been heavily criticised for her use of Facetune, an app that digitally alters and retouches and enhances pictures. But there's a problem.
Okay.
Khloe's so bad at Facetune. She's very, very bad at it. And may I present you with this image? I want to see, I don't know if you'll be able to tell what's wrong with it.
I can never tell whenever people are like, the Kardashians photoshopped this. I'm like,
I follow a bunch of accounts that are like celebrities unfiltered.
Like, can't you see the wave
and
in the background?
And it circles something and I'm like, I don't see it.
Unless it's ridiculous.
Just to be clear, we are not making fun of the way Khloe Kardashian looks. And in fact, I don't even think she needs to provide us with a list of everything she's had done, but it is very confusing when you are one of the most famous faces in the world and then you arrive with a different face.
It is. It's an observation.
Yes, and it's also an observation because anyone who watches the show is like, that's not even what she looks like. It's just on Instagram because she's got this new app which she loves playing with, but she doesn't understand the tools.
No.
Which is why she goes up to exposure too high. Shadows too low. I don't know. And then she just changes the colour of her hair, changes the colour of her eyes. It's very, very confusing. The next one is a classic example of those ones with the red circle and the pointer. What it is that you'll see her posing against something like stairs or a cupboard. The background no longer makes sense. So this is the height of the stair changes halfway through because she's had to alter it to get her bottom.
Let me see.
I think probably the shape of her bottom.
Okay.
Can you see that?
Yeah, we've got a stair that isn't straight.
Yeah.
And that is, but the weird thing there, has she lengthened her legs?
Yes. I think she's trimmed some thigh.
Okay.
So I think she's trimmed her inner thighs. Do what you like with your body.
But
we need to do a course. Let's do a Photoshop course.
We've got broken stairs.
Exactly. I'll get your assistant to do it. Lastly, we're on to the accidental upload.
So Khloe Kardashian wants an unfiltered photo of her removed from the internet. Khloe is upset that this photo of her in a bikini by a pool was posted online and then began circulating all over.
In April 2021, an unedited image of Khloe Kardashian begins circulating. And this is where Grandma Mary Jo, MJ Shannon, comes in. Because, she shared it and it went viral.
We all know MJ.
Do we know her, MJ? Is she on the show? Can you tell me things about
She's
MJ?
like Gran. She reminds me heaps of Gran.
Really?
Yeah, she's like little and kind of beady.
Okay, so MJ.
She's Chris's mum.
This is an unconfirmed rumour, but it's the only explanation I will engage with, which is that MJ uploaded a picture that she thought was quite beautiful of her granddaughter onto Instagram. Khloe lost her shit. She had her people spend weeks trying to get it erased from the internet. Then it was called the Barbara Streisand effect, which is when you try and get something removed from the internet and suddenly it goes more viral.
Okay.
It happens with everyone. It's named after Barbara Streisand because she sued a company that did like a bird's eye view of her mansion.
Yep.
But no one knew about the bird's eye view of her mansion until she sued them.
Yeah.
Now everyone's seen the pictures.
Yes.
That happened with Khloe.
Okay, show me the
Here's
Khloe
a picture and tell me if you wouldn't want people to see it.
I think the problem is this. You can tell she's had work done. So it's not that it's like an unflattering photo of her body. It's that her body looks a bit odd. And therefore, you would look at it and think, that person's had something done to their stomach. And she's like, I'm all natural, baby. I just change my face every few months.
Exactly, but otherwise natural. Would you like to read out the comment that Kim Kardashian allegedly sent to someone on Twitter regarding the photo?
Yes.
This is completely unverified. I found it on Reddit.
All right. Kim sends a message. We have an unfortunate situation where a doctored stolen photo was taken of Khloe.
It was stolen from Grandma.
That is in the worst lighting and is a copyright, spelt W-R-I-G-H-T.
That made me believe it was Kim.
Infringement due to it being stolen and posted from a fake account of my grandma's. Do you mind deleting that last post? Thank you so much. And then somebody's written, hi Kim, I delete immediately. We don't know who that is.
Or if any of this is true.
And is it grandma?
I really related with this because I think that's one of the hardest parts about being a twin is that often we'll get a photo together and without consultation you'll upload it. I look revolting and I think I can't have ex-boyfriends, friends, family thinking that I look like that. And so then we have a fight.
Yeah. I also think it's something that happens with family a lot, specifically mum or a grandparent.
Like you always say, if you want to see the ugliest photos of someone,
go to my mum.
Go onto their mum's Facebook and you'll see it. And they'll go, happy birthday, sweetheart. And it's like, that was me. I just woke up 15 years ago. Why that one? Why that one?
They're trolling us all.
Exactly. Khloe did what she does best in situations like this. She just continued to roll with the SponCon.
Yeah.
Okay. So in the eye of the storm, she was advertising bottled water.
That's one thing I do appreciate about the Kardashians is that they refuse to be cancelled and they just keep going like normal. They ain't putting out no statement.
Charges and sentences. My charge is simple. I have already brought it up. My biggest problem with Khloe Kardashian, she gets away with a lot because she is quite funny. For example, the DUI was fine because she made me laugh. But
nobody's paused and said, hold on, the woman committed a crime.
She drove drunk.
Yeah.
What I do respect is that she allowed herself to be breathalyzed. I think in the US you can refuse.
Yeah, which is always awkward. Yeah. It's my right.
You're drunk.
Yeah, you're drunk and that's why you're refusing.
Yep, exactly. But that was funny. What isn't funny is the Photoshop.
No.
So my charge is being very bad at Photoshop and insisting you do it yourself.
Yep.
My sentence is clear. You need to go and do a TAFE course in marketing.
Okay.
With a bunch of people freshly out of school, 16, 17-year-olds.
And she's going to be really conspicuous. What with her face?
Yeah. And they'll be like, are you Khloe Kardashian? No, but she has a different face probably.
She'll sew a different face onto that.
You know how she looks at her bag collection before she leaves?
Yeah.
And she'll be like, I wear that face. So she'll wear a different face. Or she might wear that outfit that Kim wore to the Met Gala.
Like a black glove over your whole body.
Yeah, exactly. She might just wear that and she'll be like, look, I'm just here to learn how to Photoshop. Because the 16-year-olds are way better at it than me. And it's like, Khloe, it's all about consistency. For example, don't remove the doorknob in the background. Make sure your step is all the one length because otherwise it looks confusing.
I think the hard thing for Khloe is a lighter touch.
Lighter touch. Okay, I was going to say this because you and I are terrible at anything to do with Photoshop. Images.
I think about this a lot because
it's because we go too hard. you see the moment where it's perfect and then you make 11 more changes.
And you go, this looks good. And then you just keep going.
Exactly. And I can see what she's done because she did a really good job probably. She did 3 clicks. She lightened it. She airbrushed it and changed the colour of her eyes in that really viral one where she looks like an avatar. And then she got carried away. She gets into a state of flow.
She went, highlighter. My body's a highlighter.
You can do this. And then she changed her face. And she went, I'm unrecognisable, but I don't know how to undo. And so we're going with this image. But the course will teach her that.
Yeah.
And the teacher will say, it's exactly right. She'll get a tattoo on her wrist that says lighter touch every time. 3 changes maximum.
Yeah.
Okay. What is your charge and sentence?
My charges and sentences are as follows. My biggest gripe with Khloe Kardashian, who I quite like, for reasons I cannot articulate, it's her annoying kitchen.
Yeah.
It's too much. It's too organised. It is unnecessary.
Are you charging her with popularising the term CloCD? Because people with actual OCD got very upset.
That's a subcharge.
Okay, because CloCD isn't an actual illness.
No.
And OCD isn't about having a clean kitchen.
It's not. And the thing is that if you really delve into her kitchen, it's not actually consistent enough. Like her categories aren't well thought out. She has, an entire section, several different categories for different type of biscuits, but then no categories for other things that you'd want.
We will put pictures of Khloe Kardashian's pantry. We kind of promise.
I just have a lot of questions, issues, concerns with the kitchen. That is my charge. My sentence is this. True trashes the kitchen. She has a toddler tantrum and she comes in and she just goes, I'm going to have an Oreo and I'll be putting it in with a garbage bag. And then I'm going to take a Ziploc bag and I'm going to put it in the cake tin. And what you've got is chaos. And I want
She
Khloe,
mixes up the cereals.
Yes. And then I want her to go, oh gosh, things are really hectic in my pantry, but it's okay. I'll get a moment to sort it out. And she never gets a moment. And she has to live with that chaos. Because that's
Which is
how
hard
we all
because she's
live.
got close CD.
She does have close CD. And that is going to force her to really have a look at her close CD and realise that it's a lie and just live like the rest of us live, which is, Jessie, there's a plate in my fridge. I don't know what's on it.
Yeah.
But it's been there a long time.
I understand.
I think I'll throw the whole plate out. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, because things are growing on it.
Yeah. So that's my sentence. True does.
I love that.
Trash
I love
the
it.
pantry.
Thank you so much for joining us for this episode of Cancelled. And you can go back and listen to all our episodes. We have done an episode on Kendall Jenner. I'm sure that there will be others to come. You can find us at @twins_thoughts on Instagram. We're going to put the evidence up, lots of pictures of the photoshopping images so you know what we're talking about. You can follow along, obviously, of the pantry and the Quick Trim ads. Even though we're putting them up, please do not purchase Quick Trim. I do not think it is still available. The producer of Cancelled is Rose Kerr and the head of podcasts is Eliza Ratliff. We'll be back next week. Bye. Bye. If you love the show, the best thing you can do is become a Mamamia subscriber. Mamamia subscribers get access to every podcast, exclusive videos, and all the great articles on Mamamia. It only costs $5.75 a month, which is less than a large coffee or a small coffee if you get oat milk. If you believe in women's media, if you believe in a purpose-driven media company like Mamamia, whose core purpose is to make the world a better place for women and girls, please see the link in our show notes.